Hi, welcome to Just Happy Learning. I'm super duper excited to show you the creation of Azure virtual machines. So, in the previous session, we saw the theoretical concepts and prerequisites for creation of virtual machines. So, now I'm going to show you a demo of creation of virtual machine via portal. So, we actually have multiple methods to create virtual machines. So, we can either create it through portal or PowerShell or CLI, or else we can also very well go ahead and create the virtual machines from OM templates. So as of now, I'm going to show you a creation of simple virtual machine through portal. So I can just give, there are multiple options, like I can give create resource in marketplace, Azure marketplace, we can see and choose the image and create, or else in home here I have the virtual machine option, or else we can very well go ahead and just type virtual machine and here we will see the option. So either the way we can just go ahead and navigate to this portal. So from here, just simply by clicking on create, you will see virtual machine. Just give virtual machines. So now you could see this page. From here you can just create a virtual machine. First important feature to be noticed is like subscription. Every resource in Azure should have a subscription. So as of now, I have a free trial account and I'm just giving the free trial account subscription. So next is like resource group. We can have a resource group, created before, or else we can very well create a new resource group. So, yeah, it's done. Actually, resource group is nothing but a logical grouping of resources. So, when we create a resource, it need to be part of any of the resource group so that we can easily assign policies, access, and whatever things we want. And also, like, we can estimate the cost of what are all the resources present in the resource group. So then we, while deleting the resources, we can easily go ahead and entirely delete the resource group. So all the resources which are inside the particular resource group will easily get deleted. So next, virtual machine name, which is very important. So I'm going to give a virtual machine name like Achu Prod VM. So done. The region, it is very important. So according to the region, the cost varies. So if I create a VM here with some location like South Korea and same VM, I'm just going to create it in East US. Ultimately, the cost will vary. So we need to make sure that what particular region is our requirement according to cost and according to a client. So now for now, I'm just keeping it as South Korea. So availability option, it is such a big topic, so I have a separate session for this. As of now, I don't want any availability option, so I'm just giving it as no infrastructure redundancy. And main thing is like this depends on the region. Now for South Korea, there is no redundancy option available. The availability zone options and all is not available. So then, like image, what we want. So for now, I want a Windows 2019 machine, or if I want a Windows 2012, 2016, I can very well go ahead and choose it from here. Or else, if I want a workstation, then I can just select Windows 10 version. And if I want any Linux OS, then I can choose this Oracle or Red Hat, anything as per your requirement. As of now, I'm just giving a Windows Server 2019. So then here comes the size. It is actually a major part, like which decides the cost. So I can just see here and choose. It is really based on the requirement. So whatever requirement is, like if I, for now I'm just having it for a test, so I can choose B1, this option. It will be like very low cost and the performance will also be low. But okay, then in this case, no, I'm just choosing this one, 873. Okay, so I'm just, okay, we'll select this. And here the administrative account, we are giving the credentials for the administrative account so that I can just log in as an administrator and perform some activities. So I am just giving the same name to prod VM. Then I need to give a password. Make sure that you give a 12-digit password with capital letter and a special character. So I have given. So next is the important part is like ports. So I need to enable few ports in order to use this. So basically, like in order to take an RDP, I need to open this port, which is RDP 3389. If I'm going to create a web server, then I will open port HTTP and HTTPS as well. So next is like this licensing part. If you have any license, if you check mark this, the cost will be reduced. So next, disk. So this is actually again an entire topic. I have covered it in another session. So if you want, you can just go ahead and refer that. So as of now, I'm just giving a default option like premium SSD, which is costly but more efficient. So yeah, I'm just giving it encryption option as per it is like encryption at rest. And here in advanced, you can check like now by default, it is like manage disk. So basically, Azure recommends to use managed disk. It's nothing but it will be entirely managed by Azure. So if at all we wanted to manage by ourselves, then that is an unmanaged disk. For now, I'm just creating a managed disk. Next. So here, if we already have a virtual network in place, we can just go ahead and select the virtual network. But as of now, it is taking a default network option. So, and again, like the port options. So next. And here is like we have some management options like boot diagnostics. So it is by default enabled. I'm just leaving it as it is. And if you want any AD permissions, you can go ahead and give here. But I'm as of now, I'm just leaving it as a default action. So shutdown, if we want to save the cost, like for example, if there is any development team and they only going to work from morning 8 to night 8, they won't log in beyond that. In that case, why we need to waste the cost? We can like make it like automatically just shut down at this particular time. If we want, we can just make it like send a mail, but I don't want it, so I'm just shutting it off. And if you want a backup, you can enable it. It will get stored, but as of now, I'm just leaving it as a default option. So next, advanced. Here we have an extension, so we can check here for any of extensions, any Azure applications from the marketplace, or else if you have any scripts, you can just give it here and have it as an extension. But as of now, I'm just leaving it as a default option. So next is like tags. So here I can just give a tag, like since it is like some production mission, I'm giving tag like prompt. So yes, it's done. Now it will show the validation whether is there anything wrong or we have missed out any things by default. If the validation is passed, then we can very well go ahead and just create. Now I'm going to create. So it is showing the cost. I'm just going to create. It might take some time. So by the time I would like to show you the, yeah, it is deploying and Azure is going to create as some resources. So we'll just see. We'll come back to this session within few minutes. So virtual machine is actually not a particular resource. It actually depends on like it has multiple resources in it. Like it has a disk, it has a network option, and when we are coming to network options, we have multiple options like create, we need to choose the subnet, IP ranges, then what ports need to be opened, and we have the NSD rules like what and all inbound traffic should come, what need not to come, so that things and all comes under network part. So as of now, we have just given a default values, but we have a separate session. It will be pretty interesting to know what are all the network parts we have created, what virtual network we have created, and we can append it to the virtual machine. So basically we had like subscription and resource group, so we can create it and as well append it as well. So disk, we have now given a managed disk. If at all we don't want, we can go to the storage, create an unmanaged disk, and very well append it to the virtual machine. So then is like monitoring. As of now, we are just given as a default option. We can have some monitoring. We can make it like trigger and alert based on the CPU performance, memory performance, and backup. Again, that is a big topic. So we can have a backup and append it to this. So auto shutdown option, we have very well like have this option in us, and extension if we want any options to be available in the virtual machine in the initial state, we can have it. Yeah. Next, so deployment is still in progress. It will take some 2 to 3 minutes for creation, and once it's done, no, we'll have these resources in place. So yeah, it is actually deploying. Once it's, yeah, yes, the resource is successfully created. So we can go to the resource, and from here we can connect. I will show you other way also. We can just give as a virtual machine, and from here I can see the virtual machine which I have created. Click. So just connect RDP. Since we have enabled that port, no, we can log into that. We have a public IP address for this machine. So it will load and keep connect. Just please remember the name like what we have given. I have given prod VM, and just remember the password. So yeah, now it's done. Okay, now it will just, we have made a two prod VM. So I have just given a wrong name. So make sure you give a right name. So, yeah, now we'll just log in to this particular machine. Yeah, it's done. So it will log in. See, it is like, yeah, our machine is up running. So it is like our system, normal local system which we use, but we have multiple features in it. It is like virtually created, and we have Windows 2019 in place, and by default we also have some options. This machine is a bit slow since we have chosen the lower standards, lower SKU. If we just choose some higher versions like D2, those things, we'll have a high performance. So now I have, yeah, now we can see by default you will have a C drive with and a temporary drive as well. So these are the features we have inbuilt. Yeah. So now you can just use this virtual machine. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Happy learning.